So to get started, the game loads you into a field with the menu right in front of you. Checking through the settings, you can see there is no adjustments, so this means no disabling snap turning or adjusting the speed. There is an audio adjuster, but not much else. There is also a chapter select, so you can replay at any time, which is nice to see as there are things you could miss, especially if you are going for trophies. The game follows an aspiring artist who is looking at submitting their next piece, but you're missing paint. So you have to complete various tasks throughout the chapters to find the paints that are missing, and then you complete the art. The game does have further and deeper story, but you will either lose interest in this or have a varied interpretation to somebody else. Therefore, I'm not going to go deeper into it, and I'll leave the ending for you all to interpret it your own way. Each chapter follows the artist on their daily routine, which is eat toast and eggs, submit the same portfolio, and placing a cassette tape in the player. This happens pretty much every chapter, and after the second time I was asking myself, why was this even here? Sure, it could complement the story, but in game-wise, it didn't do anything for me. Anyway, moving on. The game obviously features painting mechanics, but these are nothing to write home about, and neither is the sketching. There are various puzzle mechanics, such as placing sheets together in the form of a puzzle, pressing sequences on boxes, and various others that come during later chapters. These were actually not too bad. Unfortunately though, this game is not without its flaws. From various bugs that caused me to have to quit the chapter and restart from the game menu, to darkening your view and getting close to certain areas. And I had one on chapter 2 where I couldn't complete the routine. It just wouldn't let me put the frying pan on the stove top and crack the egg in it. It just kind of stopped the whole thing and I couldn't progress from there. These all break the immersion and make the experience quite tiring. There are also parts of the floor that are unlevel, so your character goes up on a slope and then back down. It's a bit strange.
However, the one that really did it for me was during a later chapter when painting the canvas. It moves towards your face, so if you back off a little, it then goes back on the easel. So it made it very difficult to paint the canvas to the point where you have to move your arm around the edges to reach all the certain parts and then come back to the centre. It was a bit strange, and yeah, it really did break the immersion.
The game does take you out of the apartment sometimes, but this is only to click on things and never to explore, so the experience is very linear. For me, I'd say the game's art style is its strongest point, but that's only during the cutscenes, which are just great to watch. The characters look brilliant and the colours pop, however, as I said, this is only during the cutscenes. In the gameplay, they looked a bit washed out and the hand model looks very dated.
Overall, I did enjoy my time with Behind the Frame, but the amount of issues did affect the experience. It's also worth noting that the game gives you no real indication, so you may just be wandering around unaware of what to do next. I'll also say that the better part of the game comes after Chapter 3, but again I experienced some of the issues mentioned previously in the later chapters. The game can be completed in around 2 to 3 hours. There is minimal replayability unless you're going for the trophies or just want to experience the story again. This is by no means a perfect game, yet I do feel there will be some players out there that will enjoy the puzzle side of it. Definitely the art style and cutscenes. Personally, unless they patch the game, I'd say wait for a sale or don't bother. Oh, and one more thing. Please introduce a blank canvas mode so I can just paint. I want to be Bob Ross. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment and like it, and I'll see you all in the next one.